Welcome to the Trading Sliders Podcast. As you heard the kids just say, the toddler rowdies, episode number 67 is on the air.
Yeah.
Live from a hotel lobby in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
What's going on, Flash?
Not much, man. Just recuperating from the weekend a little bit. Well, we ain't done yet.
Yeah,
so.
I was ready to say, hold the hell up. We talking about recuperating.
We only got a 10-hour drive left, so we'll be good.
Still got to head back. But how's everybody doing there? I'm Bobby Puckett. With me in studio is Kurt the Flash Bennett. I guess we should probably introduce ourselves since we get new followers and listeners every week. Thank you for hanging out with us. This week's show being brought to you by Diesel Boys LLC. If you need any type of diesel work done for your diesel truck and you're in the Kentucky area, reach out to Braden Hooker and Diesel Boys LLC. Our deep dive is being brought to you by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. This week's deep dive, because you let me forget, Flash,
Yeah.
we're on the road. Everything's kind of discombobulated.
Yeah.
But we have a round table, so to speak. Andy Bradley, David Hayes, the co-owners of Bloomington Speedway, along with, I think they said there's like 6 or 7 guys at the ownership.
Yeah.
Owner of Hoosier Speed, 2-time mini sprint champion, sat down with us. And also Sam Hinds, the sprint car driver, midget driver, that's making his debut at the Chili Bowl. So it was a fun event. That's this week's Trading Sliders Deep Dive, presented by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. We went to Bloomington, I guess it seems like a couple weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of been in a whirlwind. But yeah, we went to Bloomington, sat down with them. They're talking Chili Bowl ride and going to do some work for Chase Briscoe Racing and Carter Sarf. And Jordan Kinzer won the
Ticket to Tulsa?
Ticket to Tulsa. So,
Yeah.
And great interview there. Our slider of the week being brought to you by Walt at Speed Decals. If you need vinyl work done, I say any vinyl work whatsoever, but Walt told me last week when he was by the shop, he said, listen, I appreciate the shout out, but I don't do yard signs no more.
Oh, okay.
He said it's cheaper to just call and order them, so I'll just send them that.
Yes.
He said I'll send them that information. But yes, longtime supporter of the show. If you need a race car lettered, if you need trucks lettered, if you need any type of vinyl work done, reach out to Walt at Speed Decals. Our crash of the week being brought to you by D.O. Handyman Remodeling. We got like 9,000 crashes of the week to pick this week. So we're just going to kind of lump them all together when we get to that point. But there is one that we want to talk about because we always talk about racetrack safety. But our crash of the week is brought to you by D.O. Handyman Remodeling. If you need anything done around the house, reach out to David at D.O. Handyman Remodeling. And I should know this number off the top of my head, but it's 812.
90. Is it 989?
989-5002.
There it is.
Yeah, I knew I would
because
get
I can
it.
look at my phone.
Yeah, no, I knew I would get it. I should know it off the top of my head. But yes, reach out to David at D.O. Handyman Remodeling.
Yeah.
Our racetrack spotlight being brought to you by JT's Trackside Catering. If you need any catering done, no event too big or too small. I know the holidays have come and gone, but we have graduation parties coming up. Or just, hell, if you're lazy like me and don't want to cook, just reach out to JT and get some of his wings.
Could be for a birthday party, anniversary, anything.
Yeah, they are delicious. I mean, he's got all kinds of pork brisket. He's got everything you want. But one of my favorites are the wings. Absolutely delicious. I know that if Flash had to come over, I had to peel the meat off the bone. But
I'm kind of picky here.
But reach out to Jeremy Thomas and JT's Trackside Catering. And our question of the week being brought to you by Bandit Race Cars. Bandit Race Cars question of the week. If you need any type of work done on dirt modifieds, dirt late models, street stocks, Brian Barber at Bandit Race Cars can get you taken care of. But most importantly, he is a Fox Shocks dealer. That means he can build you any type of Fox Shock for any application that you need. Reach out to Brian Barber and Bandit Race Cars. All right, I think I got everything without the cheat sheet.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the cheat sheet was left in Louisville.
Yeah.
So doing all that off the top of our head.
Yeah.
But this week's episode, news of the week, Tulsa Shootout. We have been here for 3 long days.
Yeah.
The exciting days, but long days. So we're gonna
don't forget the first day driving down and sleeping in the car.
No, yeah, we're gonna get to that. Okay, we're gonna get to that. So we got the action, the DQs, the drama, the whole thing. We're going to give you a rundown on that. And Ice Bow had delay after delay. They had a rain delay. They had a fog delay.
Had a repair delay.
Yeah, had a fence repair delay. So
Yeah.
we're going to get into that too. We didn't get to see much of the Ice Bow because when you're at the shootout from 8 a.m. to midnight,
Yep.
there's racing 24/7. And if you've seen some of our Facebook posts and stuff, it wasn't all play. We were able to,
Yeah.
get some pretty cool content. Got some stuff coming out in the next few weeks that you guys are really going to love. And one of them, we'll just, when we get there, I'll put it to you this way. One of them is a can't miss episode.
Yeah.
We will.
Most definitely.
I mean, we think all of our episodes are can't miss.
Yeah.
But one of them is definitely a can't miss. So that was a good time.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off, though, this week with our fan question of the week, brought to you by Bandit Race Cars. We're only going to do one this week, not because it's an abbreviated show, but our interview. When you get five people sitting around a table bullshitting, it kind of goes a little long. So,
Yeah.
Our interview,
And that was all impromptu too. We didn't think it was going to be a.
yeah, no, no. So basically, we were going to talk to Andy Bradley about the do's and don'ts of being a track promoter and racing and promote Bloomington Speedway, and it turned into a big bullshit session by everybody in the shop getting ready for the chili boat.
True trading sliders fashion.
Yeah, that's as we say, anything can happen on this show, and usually does.
Yeah. We had a lot of fun though.
Yeah, a whole lot of fun. All right, so fan question of the week comes from I did write this down. I got a cheat sheet here.
And just to let everybody know, Bobby doesn't usually tell me these questions before we start. We kind of just
that's
go. So it's not like we rehearse anything.
Yeah, that's kind of Flash kind of gets to show form when you guys get it a lot of times.
Yeah.
He'll say, what are we going to talk about? And I'll tell him 2 or 3 things. And he's like, all right, just let me know when you need me. So, but yeah, fan question of the week brought to you by Chuck out of Salem, Virginia. First off, have you ever been to Salem, Virginia?
No, I
Me
don't
neither.
think so.
I thought Salem was in West Virginia.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But Salem, Virginia. Chuck out of Salem.
I'm sure there's probably one of both. I think
Yeah.
pretty much every state has a Salem.
There's a Salem everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Salem, Virginia. Chuck, this came in via the Trading Sliders Facebook page, direct message. So thanks for being a fan. Chuck said, and this is funny because I listen to sports talk radio, and we've actually heard this a few times at the shootout this week. But Chuck sent this in. I guess it was like 2 weeks ago. He sent this question in. He said, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah.
So, I thought
Brings back the old Bob and Tom days there.
Yeah, I thought that was
Mr.
funny.
Obvious.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, no, Chuck's somebody we can roll with.
Oh, yeah.
But Chuck, it's like 4 questions, so I'm going to kind of summarize it into one. He says he gripes and bitches about track prep a lot.
Yeah.
So Chuck is one of those guys that sits up there and is like, these dudes are doing it wrong. And what he says is, with tracks closing down so often, shouldn't racetracks listen to fans more? So, all right, Chuck. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Yeah.
Because you're going to be nicer about this than I am.
I don't know. I'm getting kind of like you, Bobby. No. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna get fans say it should be one way and it should be another way, and they should sell this in the concession stand. Why do they sell that in the concession stand? I mean, it's just, you're never going to win. I mean, it's one of those things. It's just,
well, that's
the way, it's just people nowadays. It's just.
Well, see, that's the reason why I used this question this week.
Yeah.
Because we talked to some racetrack promoters, how things, how things go. So here's my take on it. Yes, the fans are the top priority at every racetrack in the country. Without asses in the seats, we don't have we can't afford to do this. Without the drivers, spending their money, taking their time, and putting so much focus in it, we won't need fans because we don't have drivers.
Right.
Without the track promoters, who needs both, hears both, listens to both, and has to deal with both. First off, that's a job that nobody in their right mind would ever want.
Right.
Especially the way today is, where everybody feels entitled. With that being said, yes, racetracks should take fan accommodations in consideration.
Yeah.
But fans that want to talk about track prep, lineups, tech, because we've had some tech issues that we've heard about. A lot of times it's best off they don't listen to nobody. Get a plan, do that plan, either right, wrong, or indifferent. You're not going to make everybody happy, so do what you feel is right.
Yeah.
That's the best way to take it. Because I've been that guy that said, man, they're really screwing the racetrack up right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say we're an expert by any means, but we go to quite a few races around the country. We're already on race number 3 for the year.
Yeah.
Next 2 weeks at this time, I'll be on damn near 10 races into the year.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I've sat there before and said, man, they're really screwing this track up. And it turned out to be the best racetrack I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
In months. And in the same token, I seen them rework the racetrack, and I said, man, it's about to be badass.
And then
it sucked.
It's just flat. Yeah. It's like, that didn't work out.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So, yes, Chuck, we love that you're passionate enough to have an opinion about it.
Yeah.
And, fans like you and fans like us, the passion is what keeps the sport alive. So, my best advice is, if you want to get something productive out of your local racetrack that you go to, first off, do not do it on social media.
Yeah.
Because they right off the bat, even if you're not trying to critique, they're not going to listen to it. Most places are turning comments off now. But go up to them in person, shake their hand, tell them who you are. Tell them you're,
Avid race fan.
long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yeah.
Tell them all that. Butter them up good. And, tell them that, hey, I like when you guys did this, and I don't like when you guys do this. And you'll get further.
And, from all the promoters we've talked to on the show, every one of them says the same thing. They'd rather you just come up to them and approach them and talk to them, in a nice way. But that would be the way to approach them, and every one of them so far have said they'd rather have that than somebody trying to bash them on social media.
Yeah, so if you got a problem, Facebook is not the answer, okay?
Yeah.
It is Facebook is not the answer. So that was our fan question of the week this week.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give a brief rundown of the Tulsa Shootout.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do.
Yeah, we can't do it every day, all day.
So all right, because
first off, this is a must-attend event.
Yes.
And you need to do it quick because it's filling up now.
Yeah.
It used to be you could sit anywhere you want to now, and on Saturday. It's getting packed.
Yeah, on Saturday you better get there at 8 a.m. if you want to.
Yeah.
If you want the seat that you want.
Luckily, on Saturday we had a buddy.
Yes, and my dumb ass didn't even get his name.
I know, didn't even get his name.
Didn't even get his name. So we hung out with this couple from Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
And when I say hung out, I just if you guys know me, we sat down at the racetrack and I start bullshitting with somebody.
Yeah.
And if they like us, usually we sit there multiple times.
Yeah.
If they don't, well,
yeah,
that sucks for them because we're usually going to sit where we want to sit.
Or sometimes they don't show back up.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Like, hey, that guy's sitting over there. I thought we'd talk to him today.
Yeah.
And my wife would be like, because you didn't shut the hell up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we hung out with this couple from Houston. Super nice people. Gonna follow along the show. He saved us a seat come Saturday because he, in his words, didn't look at his phone and realized they were starting an hour later. And us, because people know how I like to eat, we started an hour later than what we normally do because let's just say Coach B had the bubble guts. So
yeah.
It was we got a late start. So, but yeah, shout out to them for taking care of us and keeping us a good seat. Tulsa Shootout. Well, first off, let me go back to this. We're gonna do once I get back from the Chili Bowl. For people who don't know, yes, I'm coming home for 4 days and then coming and driving right back out here. Okay, so once I get back from the Chili Bowl, we're gonna do a Chili Bowl / Tulsa Shootout, just the do's, the don'ts, the recap, just the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
So that would be before we go into Speed Weeks for people that want to, plan a trip. So Tulsa Shootout. Here's the takeaways. One, like Flash said, it is a must-see event. When I say a must-see event, I've been to every major event you could possibly go to in dirt racing, except for the Knoxville Nationals. I've not been to the Knoxville Nationals, but I've been to the World 100, been to the Dream, been to the Kings Royal, been to Indiana Sprint Week, been to Pennsylvania, been to Ohio Sprint Week, been to Williams Grove, been to East Bay, done every single night of the Winter Nationals. I've done if it's a major event, I've been there and gone to it and experienced it. The Tulsa Shootout became my favorite event that I've ever attended.
Yeah.
It's right there with the IMCA Super Nationals, but it may just be a tick better because you do not have to worry about weather.
Yeah.
Because I've been to the Super Nationals before, and that's a long week if you get some rain. So, but the Tulsa Shootout is an unbelievable event. That's takeaway number one. Takeaway number two, the competition.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
The competition at the Tulsa Shootout, there is no place in the world where you can see a 13-year-old kid take on a NASCAR champion, take on the USAC Sprint Car Rookie of the Year, take on a World of Outlaw high limit racer, all in the same C-main.
Yeah.
I mean, the competition is absolutely astonishing. And it is haymaker after haymaker. Micro sprint racing gets a bad rap because, a lot of times it's young kids with parents that have a lot of money and drive really hard. Well, guess what? From our end, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Because it is exciting to watch.
And if anybody's ever worried about the future of our sport, they need to come to Tulsa and check these kids out.
Yeah,
oh my goodness. I'm talking 6 through 14-year-old kids. They're just amazing how good they are.
And that was next on the list is kids. We've got an ultimate crop of young kids. Starting all the way down the junior sprints.
Yeah.
People that watch the junior sprints on TV says, well, they're just holding it wide open. No, they're not. No, they're pedaling it and everything else, especially because the guys at the shootout, Chili Bowl Gravel and them, track prep is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, it is incredible.
And you have to know a little bit about what's racing to realize what they're doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's awesome how they do it. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, because when the junior sprints come out, guess what? The track is as slick as possible.
Yeah.
So they have to pedal the cars. They have to drive the cars.
Yeah.
They're learning racecraft. But we got kids in the stands. I'll put a couple pictures up on my Facebook story. We got junior flagmen. The toddlers. The toddler rowdies is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me of us when we were kids.
Oh, yeah.
Talking shit to everybody. This one kid had a sign that said, maybe next year, buddy.
Yeah.
So imagine you've been racing your ass off for a whole week, and you're pulling off the backstretch, and you're the guy who missed it by one spot.
Yeah. See a sign some little 12-year-olds holding up.
Yeah. And then there's one kid had a sign that said, throw them over your shoulder and go to the top.
Yeah.
But one of the funny ones was, do it for Haley Deegan.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so funny, man. The kids, man, they make this event, but it's not all about kids. I mean, you have professional racers that's here.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's so great about it. Kid lines up next to Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch. And, they get to hang out with Ryan Newman.
Yeah.
And Logan Seavey, USAC Triple Crown champion here racing. The atmosphere and the event. It's something like I've never been to.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
And it's more of a tamer crowd this week.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're like one of those people that aren't into everybody drinking the whole complete time, it's a pretty good crowd. You can go up there, sit, and actually have a good time and
not worry about something.
I was going to tell you this. This place, they got bathrooms in every corner and everything down through there, but they got attendants at the bathroom. They keep these places spotless the whole time, no matter how many people's there. So there's a dude in there cleaning, and I told him, I said, man, we appreciate what you do. And this dude's probably never seen a race before in his life. Okay, he's just working there. He said, man, I just appreciate you guys. He said, because without you guys being here, I wouldn't be able to do this. So it was cool having an interaction with somebody like that. It's okay to be nice to people sometimes, even if they're, because they're working hard to keep the place going that we like to go to. So.
And here's the thing, man. what it takes to put an event on like this behind the scenes.
That's crazy.
It is not. Like,
I thought Super Nationals was probably the hardest one to put on. No. This is the. They had these guys.
You got 2,000 cars parked inside the building. Cars parked everywhere.
Yeah.
Every which way possible.
I took some pictures looking down the aisles, but you don't. All you see is the cars that are on the front rows. They're three deep.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 deep. Sometimes.
Yeah, some places are. It's crazy.
It's but just the lady doing the transponders.
Yeah.
So think about this. I know the Tulsa Shootout put a thing up on their Facebook, but Kurt and I was talking when he was walking through. I said, "How the hell they got transponders for all this?" Well, they got about 400 transponders, and those things stay in rotation. So as soon as you come off the track, you take the transponder off. They put it on the box. Odd, even heat races. The lineup chute is 12 deep.
Yeah.
You got 12 or 5 rows wide. So they got 10 heat races lined up at a time. So you got 5 rows wide, 2 heat races deep in each row. I mean, it's just incredible what goes into this.
Yeah.
And for the people that's never been and you come to the Chili Bowl, the building is totally rearranged. The vendor row, the pits is all rearranged for the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
So when this event is over, they got a whole week of not only moving cars out but rearranging stuff.
They're working their butts off over right now. This is Sunday morning, and they're working to get the cars out that are in there now, and it won't be long they'll be pulling new ones back in.
Yeah. So it was an absolute great time. If you're a stock car guy and you're not a fan of open wheel racing, just trust me on this one. You have to come to this one.
Oh, yeah.
This is an event that the days are long. Yes, they are. But you have to come.
And you think this being an indoor event, the fumes would be bad? It was not bad at all. Anytime this weekend, there might have been one time, even during the 55 lap feature last night, it was fine.
Yeah, so it was one of those events that's it's definitely on the list of must-haves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on record in saying I may let my Chili Bowl tickets go back.
Yeah.
That's how much fun I had at the Tulsa Shootout.
Yeah.
So we leave Louisville because we worked. We leave Louisville and we make the 10.5-hour drive. We get here at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And the races, the gates open at 7. Racing started at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
So naturally, we can't get into the hotel till 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Check-in. Even if you are a Hilton's Gold member and spend $25,000 to $30,000 a year with them in hotels, even if you do all of that,
we're gonna have to work on this.
Yeah, early check. Yeah, we're not. Yeah. Well, all right. I'm gonna put it this way: we may not be a Hilton Honors Gold member after this trip.
Yeah.
So they may have kicked us out. So even if you do all that, they won't let you check in at 6 o'clock and drop your stuff off and take a shower because check-in is 11. They don't care how much money you spend.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all right. That's my gripe. So we take a couple-hour nap in the car. Because as we say on this show, racers race, and that's what we did.
Yep.
We went to the racetrack, so we were up in a 48-hour span, we were up for about 44 and a half hours.
Yeah.
And stayed to watch all the races, and even got down in time to grab Whataburger on the way back to the hotel.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was our trip here. But like I said, overall it was great.
Oh yeah.
So winners, and we're going to talk real quick about a disqualification that kind of puts a damper on a few things, but also I got a take on that. Winners real quick. Junior sprints was Jack Whitmer out of Fleetwood, Pennsylvania. The young man took the win. The restricted, I'm going to screw this kid's name up. Brandon Vascarolas.
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah,
I heard the guy say last night.
Yeah, I didn't mess it up as bad as Tony Laporta, I don't think. But yeah, he took the win of the restricted, and then the A class 600, the one that's making all the news right now. Jet Yanis out of California took the win, and one thing about this place, they do tech.
Yeah.
There was 470 something tire samples taken.
Yeah.
2 people failed, got busted. One of them was our buddy Kel Drake.
Yeah.
And not in his outlaw division, in his stock division. He's driving for another car owner. But so Jake Yanis gets disqualified. Frank Flood's declared the winner. Kind of sucks because the kid drove an absolute great race.
Perfect race. Yeah.
Perfect race. had one of the best donut sessions in the world afterwards.
Yeah.
And maybe because he was trying to skyrocket the engine.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
He didn't want parts to be looked at.
Yeah.
Because they do tech here. When we say that, they tear down the winner's engine if he's legal. There you roll on.
Yeah.
If he's not, second and third, set in staging, set up at the tech shed and just waiting for their call. So
Yeah.
And they got a tire machine here that broke the internet. They take your tire, put it in, and if it, throws an alarm, then they send it off to Blue Ridge Lab, who everybody bitches about. But guess what? They're sitting at the very next table, and then within 6 hours, you got results.
Yeah.
So all that's part of everything that's going on. So the kid won. He gets disqualified. It says no port and polishing in the heads. They must run stock components. The kid's dad goes and makes posts, says this is what happened. Sounds pretty logical. We had an engine that blew up, and we used epoxy to fix the cylinder head.
Yeah, the dings in it.
Yeah, fix the dings in it. So sounds logical. Somebody answers back, says, "Yeah, well, how come you only fixed the two and not the ones on the outside? The two in the middle." And then somebody else comes back and says, because that's where the airflow goes out. That's where you gain your horsepower.
Yeah.
So maybe they're not fixing their head. Blah, 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 blah. Here's the thing. And then the guy goes on and says, it would help if the engine builder doing the tech didn't build engines for guys that race in this division.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me explain something to you. I'm going to start there. We got 2,000 race cars.
Yeah.
All right. There's 2,000 race cars. So you're going to find somebody who builds engines for 600 mini sprints that doesn't build an engine for somebody in the building.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. And their tech team consists of 3 different guys.
Yeah.
So just get off that. Yes, the guy that was declared the winner is local out of this area because he ran second. The engine builder is from this area. Yes, because we are in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
That engine builder has built engines for, I'd say, probably 250, 300 cars in this event.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good possibility. And he's one of the best engine builders in the country.
Right.
So it is a good possibility that maybe, just maybe, there's going to be a conflict of interest. But with that being said, the same tech happened to every single car all weekend. All weekend.
And they tear their motors down on the table right in front of everybody.
Right. And here's the best part. Guess what they do? He also puts the damn things back together for you, gaskets and all, if you're legal, so you can put it back on your car.
Yeah.
So let's get off that. They do great tech. They do great work. And if it says no epoxy, no porting, no polishing, guess what? If you blow an engine up, and your head doesn't have anything done to it, air quotes.
Yeah.
Then put another stock head on it.
Yeah.
Don't use the epoxy. Let's just not do that. I mean.
Yeah.
The kid that won, I feel bad for him.
Oh yeah.
Because the kid has nothing to do with the engine builder. He don't know. He did want to thank the best engine builder in the country though.
Yeah.
So that probably wasn't the best look on him.
Yeah.
But the kid drove a hell of a race, and let's just leave it at that.
Oh yeah.
That's what
he's gonna be a wheelman. He's a wheelman now. So
yeah, and that's why we got rules.
Yeah.
To keep everybody in check. Does it suck? Yes. Sucks for everybody involved. Sucks for Frank Flood because
he didn't get to do his donuts.
He didn't get to do his donuts. He didn't get to celebrate. And it also sucks for the kid because you could tell how excited he was and he really wanted this. And it's done right or wrong. Done with intent or non-intent. I feel like an adult let a kid down in this situation.
Yeah.
But that's just part of it. On to the stock non-wing. No issues here.
Yeah.
Colin Hutchinson out of Butler, Pennsylvania, took the win, and our buddy Briggs Danner made a bomb on 2 to go and jumped over the cushion. Or we were going to have Pennsylvania, podium first and second instead of first and third. But it was a hell of a race.
Danner just went for it.
Yeah,
like I said, we didn't come here to run second.
Yeah, we're not coming this way to run second, and it pays $1,500 to win. So
yeah,
it really doesn't matter if we win or not,
right,
money wise.
Yeah.
I just want the damn trophy.
Yep.
So yeah, great race. Winged Outlaw race. Dazen Persley from Locust Grove, Oklahoma, finally picked up his very first Golden Driller.
Yeah.
In 15 years of trying. You're just like, damn, this kid's old. No, he's not. He's not old at all.
Yeah.
He's been coming there since he was 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dazen Persley, 15 years of trying, finally picks up his first Winged Outlaw division. And Steven Snyder Jr. up 10 spots. And Steven Snyder Jr. is a name that if you paid any attention to the micro racing world,
oh yeah,
you're going to know who he is real quick. Because he's got a 410 sprint car ride this year. But I believe he passed more cars than anybody all weekend.
Oh yeah.
And part of that was because he had some bad heat races.
Yep.
But he had to do some alphabet soup. He passed race. Every time he went on the racetrack, he went forward.
Yeah, I think he had more laps than anybody this week.
Yeah. And the main event, the non-wing outlaw 55 lap, Jonathan Beeson season from right down the road in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
Yeah. I am not doing my Mess Ward impersonation.
Like I said, we are on a 4th day of no sleep trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this again because Big Daddy will be mad at me if I screw this up.
Yeah.
From Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. There we go. Got it. All right. But it was Beeson season, and this week's Slaughter of the Week, Jonathan Beeson, his 3rd driller. Everybody says, man, that's impressive. You know what's really impressive? It's his first driller in 10 years.
Yeah.
So he's racing again. Like the last time he won a driller, some of these kids he's racing against, they weren't even born yet.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
But Jonathan Beeson took the win there in the non-wing outlaw. So this week's Slaughter of the Week. Real quick about the Ice Bowl. We didn't get to see much of it, except for we seen the same as everybody else did on Facebook. They were doing, oddly enough, they were doing track prep, and we had a late model try to leave the ballpark.
Yeah.
So this week's Crash of the Week came in the limited late model race at the Ice. Or hold on, I just did my Oklahoma voice. It's the limited light models at the Ice Bowl.
Yeah.
All right, so I got to do my Southern Alabama accent. Right. But the limited late model featured Tyler Nichols out of Ringo, Georgia. Took a monster crash down the backstretch. Got to run underneath somebody. Oh boy, came off the top, got tight, had a little slime up there, hooked him in the right rear, hit the wall, end over end, cartwheel, barrel road, almost through the catch fence.
Yeah.
Just about took out TJ's Crawfish's trailer over there. That would have been devastation for everybody at the racetrack. But he was okay, but the catch fence did his job. But guys, when we talk about racetrack safety, that's why they don't want you standing by the damn fence.
Yeah. Because this car, when it, I seen a picture of it last night. Where it was actually laying on the guardrail, on the top of the concrete wall.
Yeah.
Up against the fence. So and that's where people stand with their fingers through the fence all the time while the race is going on.
And we've knocked that over. We've been there. We've done that.
Oh yeah.
In that same exact location.
Yeah.
I actually ate a shrimp bowl with the plate on the wall there before. So yes, I get it. But that's the reason why we look out for racetrack safety. Super late model winner went to one of the Southeast up and comers, Sam Seawright, and Kurt Racing USA feature went to Michael Page, the dirt track dominator down in the South. One thing I do want to say though, big Talladega Sportsman crash, took out 15, 16 cars, and Michael Page was getting killed for this.
Yeah.
But the dial pin came out of the fuel pump, so he went to fire. Guess what? It won't fire. The car shuts off when it happens.
Yeah.
So the wreck was not a brake check.
Yeah.
It was because the shit quit running. So give the kid a break.
Yeah.
Will he cause a wreck? Yes. Has he caused wrecks? Yes. Was that wreck on him? Not exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all what went on. We're going to get off here and check out this week's Trade and Sliders Deep Dive presented by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Like I said, it was Andy Bradley, owner-operator of Hoosier Speed Company, the Huntley Brother 305 Sprint Car Series, Bloomington Speedway, Andy Bradley Racing.
Yeah.
So, and his business partner David Hayes was set in, and he's really good at radio. So, because that's kind of what he does. So he he showed us a few things of how to get better, and we showed him a few things of what not to do when you set up and do an interview. And Sam Hinds that just absolutely took shit from us for a good hour. So but
he's a good kid though.
He's a good kid, and so sit back, relax, and then we'll get done with this. We'll come up with this week's racetrack spotlight and upcoming events. It's time for the Trading Sliders Deep Dives presented by Kentucky Clutch and Performance. Here we go on this week's Trading Sliders Deep Dive. I was going to say we have the man wearing many hats, but he's got an entourage with him too, Flash. We got a whole slew of people here in Andy Bradley's house. What are we even going to call this?
This would be the Hoosier Speed headquarters right here, bud.
Hoosier Speed headquarters. I know one thing. We got race cars galore, trophies galore, supposedly a driver sitting in front of us. I don't really know about that yet. I've seen him at Bloomington a few times this year, so that's still questionable. But Andy Bradley, thank you for coming on, and let's talk this fabulous world of racing. First off, how in the hell do you do everything? How do you promote a racetrack? How do you work on the race cars? How do you guys rate? I mean, you've got like 10 things going on. How do you find enough time in a day to make it all happen?
Well, I'll tell you what, man, I really don't do it. It's not me. It's a team of us, really, that gets it all done. And unfortunately, I think I always end up with a finger in everything. But at the same time, we have a lot of help. Then I couldn't do it without everybody that's involved.
Well, as we look around, I said we got 15 people in here, so this might be the biggest crowd we've ever. Well, no, we did Dave Darling. We had a crowd at the truck stop
at the Hardee's.
Yeah, the lady at Hardee's made sure she let everybody know that we were doing something, so the crowd just kept coming in. But one thing that I find fascinating, couple-time champion of the MMSA mini sprints. You did some 305 wing racing, and you promote with you and your staff. David's here with us as well. You guys promote Bloomington Speedway. Let's start off there, and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of the Chili Bowl and why we're all doing this together. But with all the work that goes into Bloomington Speedway, right off the bat, what's the hardest thing about promoting a racetrack that you didn't realize going into it?
Man, I would have to say, and I got a little bit of this with the MMSA. I took a lesson in it because we used to run the MMSA as well a long time ago. And after Alan Rupenthal had passed away, no one was there to take it, right? Bill May had taken it for a few years, and he got older and just wasn't able to handle it. So he kind of handed it off to us. But the hardest thing to always deal with is trying to make everybody happy. And that seems like an endless pursuit. And we do the best we can, but sometimes you just can't get it done.
Well, I get that. We have people complaining every week about us. So I'm like, listen, man,
And we're former racers too, so you're never gonna make the race car drivers happy.
No, it was really funny. So Kurt goes out on the road with me, and I said, hey, Flash, you can come out with us. We need some help lining up cars and staging and stuff. And he comes to me and goes, man, none of these guys listen. I apologize to every track worker I've yelled at the racetrack because none of these guys listen. I said, see, it's a little different when you're over on this side.
Yeah, it is a lot different.
Last year at Bloomington Speedway, you guys' schedule, you actually had just about everything you could possibly have. When you're putting a schedule together, do you work with the other racetracks, or are you just kind of like, I don't really know, I'm just going to put it out there and hopefully it works?
Oh no, we work with all the other racetracks and do the best with that as we can. It's tough sometimes because everybody wants to run on the same weekend. But and last year I think we were just trying. And you can ask David here. We were just trying to find what worked for us. So we knew that we would have some shows that would not do great, and we just wanted to see what worked for us the best. And I think this year, coming into our 103rd season, we got a pretty good idea what's going to work for us.
All right, well, since you threw David under the bus, we're going to bring him right in like this. So, David, how in the world did he let you, did he talk you into helping out with this? And has it been fun or has it been overwhelming? How has it been, on that side of it?
Well, it's been an interesting journey because I'm a financial advisor and I've been doing a radio show and a podcast for 24 years. So,
well, hell,
and I still don't know what I'm doing.
Well, so you can show us a few things.
No, I'm just telling you that it never gets easy. It never gets easy. But no, I knew the Priest family well. The Mitchell family and A.J. Bolin, when they were kind of deciding what they needed to do with the future of the track. I mean, maybe just shut it down forever, turn it into a housing development. It's down in a floodplain, so it's kind of it's just a unique thing, right? I grew up going to the track. My grandpa and the Hayes family had sprint cars. The Hayes Market sponsored sprint cars. My wife's dad, he had stock cars. Rodney Eads, he grew up in Sanders. So they called me to the table, and I looked at AJ and I said, well, we can do one of two things. We can either keep this going as a racetrack or let them fold the tent. And I called my friend here, Andy, and who I obviously been supporting their sprint cars for a while, and said, what do you think? And he's like, it's going to be pretty cool to have the keys to the kingdom. And that's what we did. And to his point, we had really no idea how to run a racetrack. These guys have been in racing a long time. I've been a huge racing fan a long time. And the one thing that's hard, is to make any money. So if people go into this thinking they're going to make money, you're going into it for the love of the sport and the history of the fact that we're going to be in our 103rd season at the historic Bloomington Speedway.
Well, what's really fascinating to me is, and I've been one of those guys too, because we raced. And then I quit racing, and then, we came on this side of it, and I was one of those guys that sit up there, well, I would do this. If I was in charge, I would do this. Not knowing, in order, that's a great idea, but it takes 6 steps along the way to get to doing this. It's not just, hey, let's just change this right off the bat.
Well, it's hard to invest a lot of money in something you don't technically own because it's under a land lease, right? So when you're throwing in new bleachers and a new flagpole and you're fixing concession stands, I mean, you're putting a lot of effort and money, catch fences, whatever it might be. It's a lot to ask for a promoter. So Andy, not only is he American Airlines pilot, you forgot to mention that one, and a husband and a father, and he also runs Hoosier Speed and also a lot of other things as well. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask of any individual or any family. So it's been incredible for me to watch it from the outside. I've been helping with the community involvement, with advertising, just my relationships with different people and institutions around town. So the billboards you see along the Fort Turn that face Fairfax, from Monroe Hospital to Sierra Heating and Cooling, to my own radio show, to the Porthole Inn, to the Furniture Exchange. Those are all friends of mine, relationships that I have, and we're going to expand on that this year and make it great. So if you want to be a sponsor at Bloomington Speedway, there's never a better time than now.
Well, see, Flash, that's why he's so good.
Yeah.
I go halfway through the show and I forget to mention our sponsors sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, wait a minute, I got these 5 guys that been with us from day one. I better say, show gratitude. But when you guys worked together and you guys had a rock issue last year, and well, what I really liked is, not that I like the rock issue, but I like how you guys come together and said, we're going to hold an event, we're going to get everybody out here, put your money where your mouth is. If you're going to complain, come show up and help us fix it. And when you guys have like Dr. Pat Sullivan in your corner, people don't need to know anything about you guys in the racing community. If Pat Sullivan says you're good, you're good. And that's a plus. And you guys' experience going into this, I'm really looking forward to the future of Bloomington Speedway. Been to 331 racetracks across country. It's in my top 5. Absolutely love the place. But I just want to say thank you guys for preserving, putting vested interest in Bloomington Speedway, because it's not like you said, there's not like you're making a whole lot of money at this or any at all. So we need to make sure that people understand that going forward, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, so you're going to go to the Chili Bowl, which sounds like a great idea. You guys do the ticket to Tulsa deal between you guys and Farragut Speedway. Noticing that racetracks are working together. Jordan Kinzer, we're looking at his car directly ahead of us. But then you decide, let's take 4 cars. What are you thinking?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. So we'll start with the ticket to Tulsa. That was an idea that Kevin Briscoe had, and he just wanted to give back to the racing community. And he's like, we ought to do something with our Chili Bowl seat, because Chase is not going to run dirt. He just has too much to risk right now. And so he got with me and we came up with this idea for the ticket to Tulsa, which started off really great. And I think it finished pretty strong. You had 3 or 4 guys that could have won that thing all the way down to the last race. And Jordan, driving the Tate 75, ultimately pulled it off. But yeah, so we're excited to have him on board. He's been with CBR before in the midget, so it's going to be cool to work with him, because we have a past relationship there with wrench and driver, so it might work out well.
The Chili Bowl is a thing that it brings all of motorsports together, but we're here in central Indiana. We're not in Indianapolis, but we're close enough. Steve Kinzer put this thing on the map, so we're good. Bloomington is good.
Yeah.
But we're here in central Indiana, where Wing racing, sprint car racing, midget racing. I know Iowa and Pennsylvania claims home and capital, but Indiana is sprint car racing. So I think it's so neat that you guys put the Ticket to Tulsa deal together and give your local racers, because let's face it, right now non-wing sprint car racing is in a limbo. We've got 20 guys up here financially, and then everybody else is, down here in the playing field. And you guys are giving back to the local racers. So I think that's neat as hell.
Yeah, it was awesome to work with Bloomington Speedway because that kind of brought the tracks closer together. And really, they were a great partner in it because they were able to have, I think it was 10 races, and then we had 6, so it made a 16-race series, which was pretty handy to have. And like I said, Todd Hobson and Trey Osborne gave Jordan a handful. It was a really exciting thing to watch there at the end.
Yeah, we interviewed Trey back, and I think he was still leading the points then at the time. Yeah. And he was really looking forward to it. And I said, Trey, let's just be honest. You're like 7 foot. Like, they're going to have to build another car. So, I said, they might be pulling for you, but they don't really want you to win, okay?
I'm going to guess that you didn't use the same mic stand here with me that you used with Trey. He had the taller mic stand. But,
we put a few phone books under his.
We took that into...
We made him sit on the floor.
Yeah. We took that into consideration, and, if Trey... we probably would have had to get a taller car, obviously, or maybe get a taller halo on the car, because he is a tall dude, but man, he's super talented.
Now, Trey's a good kid. He's an epitome of non-wing sprint car racing. All right, Sam, wake up. All right, we're gonna bring you in. We're gonna bring you in this. Sam Hinds, he. As Flash knocks everything over on the table.
We gotta do something.
Yeah, that's kind of what we do here. All right, Sam. Look, I tried to get you a mic beforehand, but you're going to go to the Chili Bowl now, and you're going to finish on the podium. So right now, you got to sell yourself. Why should Andy and everybody here let you drive their car with all the opportunity that's out there?
Well, I mean, like you said, the Chili Bowl is, that's the dream. That's the biggest race of the year for pretty much all of us, and to show up and know that I can race and I'll have the equipment that's capable of racing with guys that I dream of competing with on a regular basis, you're going to go down the ramp and give it everything you got. So I think it's a great opportunity for me just to show what I can do and prove myself among the best.
Okay, now here's the question we got to ask. We have to get it so it's on record, okay? You're going to run the top or the bottom now. It's going out to the world now, so...
I've been told the bottom is where it's at, so we're going to make it work.
Okay, well, you don't want to sell T-shirts, do you?
I mean, you end up in...
Oh, there's a time for the top, but I said we're going to start on the bottom,
Well, here's the thing, though. I like what you did, though, here, Andy. You picked the kids, got some pretty good-sized guns, so you go out there and you get into some kind of mess, at least they don't have to defend you. You look like you can take care of yourself.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to, but, it's kind of what the Nerf bars are there for, too,
Okay, so I like that answer. See, now it's starting to grow on me. All right, I'm sorry. All the trouble I give you, I take that back, okay? You don't mind to feed somebody a right rear now. I like you.
So now, Sam came to us back in, I think it was 2022, maybe?
Yeah.
So 2022, Sam's dad came to us, and he's like, hey, my boy is wanting to get in one of these mini sprints, one of these lightning sprints. And he said, we've been in the Kenyan midgets, and he's really good in go-karts. And he said, I don't have a ton of money, but I want to get him something that he can win in. And we had an old Foz car back here. It wasn't even a Hoosier Speed. And we built that thing, and Sam went out and won in it. And hell, the car was 15 years old, and racing against guys with brand new equipment. So Sam's been on my short list of drivers, of people that I would actually let drive one of my cars for a while now.
I actually, as much as I tease him, I kind of felt bad for him because when we had the rock deal, and we picked up rocks, we came up and helped, but he was one of the few drivers that was out there, and a rock cost him like the next week. Yeah. The next week he had a flat. I said, man, that could not have been any worse. I mean, he walked out there in the 100-degree temperature and picked up rocks, and then he had a flat. So I actually kind of felt bad for him. Even though he's got bigger guns than me, so I gotta say nice stuff. I did kind of feel bad for him. I was like, man, that just sucks. So you competed in the MMSA mini sprints, and you ran that series. With the state of racing in Indiana right now, we have non-wing racing, the thrill. I didn't even bring up the 305 stuff. That's something else we're going to get into. But you have there's so many vast groups that feed into non-wing sprint car racing. where do you think the state of racing is in Indiana right now?
I think it's in trouble, to be honest with you, and it's just the cost.
Not the answer I wanted.
Yeah, it's in trouble. It's the cost. To me, it's always, and I've said this repeatedly, it's the cost to be competitive, right? Cost to be competitive. And unfortunately, with the tire situation, as high as the tires are now, that is a big benefactor, or not a benefactor, a big factor in what's going on. So when it takes $1,200 to strap a set of tires to a race car and you know you're going to throw them away at the end of the night, that's a tough decision to go to the racetrack.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I agree with that. But one thing from being in the late model world and the modified world, like I see, you guys in the non-wing, not the wing sprint cars, that's totally different. But in the non-wing sprint cars, you guys can get a few more races, a few more life out of it, because without the downforce, a lot of times, especially later in the night, you guys are spinning on top of the track versus being stuck in the track. So you can get a few more nights out of it, but still $400 for regular tire is still $400 for regular tire.
Yeah. And the good thing about non-wing is it's not as hard on motors as the wing racing is. So that's a little better too. But the mini sprints, the 305s and the non-wing race cars, I think you're still better off in those than the wing stuff. It takes a big wallet to do wing racing.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna be nice. I'm not gonna. Non-wing racing is just better. We're just gonna be nice like that. But I will say the 305, the Huntley 305 series that you guys all put together. How do you do that? How are you like? Every time I say something, I'm thinking, well, damn, he does this as well. Like, how in the world do you, because you've got events going on at Circle City while you're racing at your track that same night at Bloomington. So how in the world does that all come together?
Just great people. You get great people together, great things can happen. And that's what we do with Bloomington Speedway. We got Rusty Nunn and Zach Pauley, and they helped run that series last year, and we were able to just let them go take care of it. And Heather Spencer and the tech guys, they do a great job when they're on the road.
Well, simple enough. He says, I'll just push it off somebody else.
Well, it's come borrow David's truck, hook on your old broken down trailer with some shitty four-wheelers in the back, and let's go racing. That's pretty much the way it rolls.
Well, listen, whatever it takes to make it happen.
It's working.
Yeah, it's working. Series is growing, especially who would have thought a wing sprint car series in Indiana, except for, maybe Hobstock, they ran wing pretty, predominantly back in the 90s. But, they were the last one hanging on. I think Bloomington quit running wings in the 80s. So, who would have thought a wing sprint car series would work here in, non-wing country?
Right. I think it's a good logical step from the mini sprints to the 410s. Right, so a guy can come out of the mini sprints, get in the 305. It's not as expensive as a 410. Decide if they want to make that step, and then you can always take that same car, take the motor out of it, and then upgrade to a 410 engine and go race non-wing if you want.
Yeah, that's one thing that I'm real fascinated with. I know you guys were big on the mini sprint stuff, so I want to ask you this, because you guys ran the 1200cc mini sprint. Do you feel like Indiana is missing out? Like I've said this 1,000 times, and people tell me it costs so much it would never work. But we have the dirt track at IMS,
right?
The greatest racetrack in the world. How come we can't run 600 non-wing and wing micro sprint races there once a month? Because the kids, that may be the only time that they ever get to race that racetrack. Especially now, you can't even get there if you want to. So now you got an opportunity, but we need a Mill Bridge. We need a Park Plaza. We need a micro track. I know we've got US 20, we've got micro, but we need something in the central of the state where these kids can race during the week and showcase their talent. What's your suggestion for that? You got a racetrack, you got stuff to do. Like, how can we fix that? Because the problem with racing in my eyes right now is it's hard to get the kids involved.
Right. Yeah, I see that. And, there was a big push from Speedway Motors and all those guys back a couple of years ago to build up the quarter midgets with USAC, and they did that. And the quarter midget counts are really good right now. Yeah. And then they were looking into the 600s and also the 1,000cc cars that we build. They were actually talking about making a box stock 1,000cc car that you could buy from Speedway Motors. Everybody had to run the same motor and everything. And that kind of was like unrealistic, So there's definitely a step problem. Like, we need to get from the quarter midgets I'll tell you what we need to do is get into the racetrack to start with.
Yeah.
That's the big problem. Yeah. We need to get kids to the racetrack, because that's what keeps this thing going, and for a lot of us, we started by going to the racetrack as a fan, and it's like, hey, I want to drive, or I want to work on a car, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's one thing to me. Like, I always thought, like, I know the TQ midget deal works great from where it's at, but Rushville is sitting there all year. Missed opportunities,
Right.
Like missed opportunities to bring kids in because it's a neat racetrack. It's small enough that the speed's not the factor for kids that don't even know what they're doing yet.
Right.
I think I don't know why we've got the best up here, but our middle ground, our melting pot isn't what it needs to be, and I don't know why that is.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's cost too. So, the TQs were resurrected because there for a while they were on a big downturn because you had to run that Honda motor, that 750 Honda motor that's literally 40 years old, and that was the rules. You had to run that. Well, then they opened it up so you can run the 600cc motors, and they're just as good, or actually way better than the old 700s or 750s. So that kind of resurrected that series, but they are expensive to convert. And then you got your 600cc sidewinders or micros, as we call them, right? Micros, which they're extremely popular all over the United States, but not that popular in Indiana. And I think that's probably because the thousands were here the whole time.
Yeah.
But it's also the cost difference. The thousands is a stock engine class, and usually the micros are not. Usually, they have a restrictor class, but it's usually an outlaw class.
Yeah. When you, all right, I don't know how to ask this politically correct. So if I screw this up, we'll just delete this.
You don't have to do politically correct here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, but I don't like stepping on other people's stuff.
He's from the hood. Just remember,
yeah, the problem is I'm from the hood. Like it's like I say shit I probably shouldn't say sometimes. What was that?
You fit right in.
Yeah, no, trust me. Like I coached high school basketball for 15 years. Yeah, and I dropped more F-bombs on 15-year-olds than most guys. With the cost of racing, we're losing places like you guys, saved Bloomington, but we lost Gas City. We lost Twin Cities Raceway Park. And there's rumors about some other tracks in central Indiana right now. Do you think that we can sustain what we're doing right now, or do we all need to come together and change something? Because if we do, what is the change?
I think expectations is the big one, and I got good news for you. I think the non-wing sprint cars will be fine. I think your support classes. We're trying to bring back the super stocks. I think they'll be fine. But the biggest problem with racing is racers. We've actually priced ourselves out of every form of racing. It's you build a car and it's like, how do I make it faster? Well, you throw money at it. And back in the days of Carl Kinzer, they used to build everything, and they were their own engineers, and they came up with that stuff. Well, now you can buy all that stuff, and everybody knows that, so they'll just spend the money. Before you know it, a modified costs $80,000 for a good one, and they don't want to come race for $500. And we had this conversation the other day. We got a private group with the 305s where I could talk to the drivers, and somebody mentioned, is there going to be an increase in pay? And I was like, well, we increased the pay by $1,200 across the board last year because it was a little low. But French Grimes designed that series to be a budget series, and the best way to keep that is actually to keep the pay manageable for racetracks.
You raise the pay, then everybody's going to start dumping money.
Yes, you raise the pay. We make it a $2,000 to win a night and a $500 to start. You're gonna have guys having $60,000 race cars pull in, and $1 million rigs, and that's not what that series is about.
Yeah, well, and that's one thing. I think the pay for the 305 series because it's still a sprint car.
Yeah.
It's still got the same cost, but and we understand this because we work for a modified touring series. So in a late model country, most of our races are in Southeast United States. So you got to understand where you are. And I have this discussion with people all the time. There's two things that bring people to the racetrack. It's either sprint cars or late models. Everything else is just, you're a support class for the reason. You are supporting, as much as you hate hearing this, you are supporting the main division.
Right.
That just is what it is. And I think like social media. I know you're very active on social media, but social media it's a double-edged sword because a lot of people will say what they think they would say to your face, because there's no repercussions. But they wouldn't come up to the racetrack and say it to you.
Right.
And vice versa. You guys can push stuff on social media and say, look, we're gonna, we want said class pure stocks. We want pure stocks here this week. We're gonna bring pure stocks in. And then, as soon as you do that, there comes a backlash of everybody that ever raced super stocks, bombers, modifieds, mini sprints, Well, hell, how come we're not here? So how do you guys do it without just, because I would just lose my shit on everybody.
Right.
You know? So I was like, I'm pretty good. I just, when I post our stuff, I don't look at it again until next Monday when I got to post again because I'm the person who'll go through and be like, screw you, screw you. So how do you do it?
Well, I mean, my blood pressure used to get up on that stuff, and it doesn't anymore. And sometimes my wife she'll back me down. She'll be like, just don't answer, just let him talk.
Well, see, that's the problem.
He's typing, and I'll say,
Yeah.
okay, delete it.
And I do that a lot too. I'll
See,
type
because
out,
my wife will be like, say this, tell them this.
I'll type out a message and then I'll hit delete after I get done,
Yeah.
and it kind of brings me back to neutral. But yeah,
You're like, I told them, I'm good.
there's sometimes you can't make them happy, man, and they just won't stop. And unfortunately, we've had to get rid of a couple guys, and it's like it's addition by subtraction, Sometimes you just can't make somebody happy, and you just if they're that miserable, they don't need to come to the racetrack.
Yeah.
It's almost,
That's kind of our saying.
Yeah, it's kind of our saying. Like, I said, actually, I think I was talking about Bloomington when I said it.
Yeah.
Because everybody was bitching about the rocks. It wasn't the USAC race, it was the Midwest Thunder race.
Yeah.
Great race.
Oh, actually, we didn't get that one in. That one rained out.
Okay, what?
It was probably All Stars.
No, it was a non-wing race. I thought it was, it wasn't a
the
USAC
Legends
race.
50 maybe?
Maybe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with the trackers real dry, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was that one. So I go on there and I say, listen, this racetrack had an opportunity not to be here. With my relationship with Pat Sullivan, I knew how close it was. Like, we don't go on here and say, okay, Andy said this. If you tell us something off air, I'm not a gotcha guy. Well, guess what I know? I just hope it plays out the other way. So, I knew going into the season, like, hey, Bloomington's, it's a slim chance it's even going to be here. And then, you have an event, and track prep wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't the worst. I mean, you had guys passing each other.
Right.
It just wasn't banging off the cushion Bloomington style racing, which happens sometimes, especially when it's 105 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Right.
But I even said this on the show, was like, if you've got a problem with the way things went down at the racetrack, you might want to find another hobby. Because newsflash to everybody, as much as we want to be professional and we want this to be a business, this is a hobby for 90% of the people in this, except for the manufacturers. They're the only ones that this is a business for.
Right.
All of us sitting here, it's a hobby. As much as we want it to be, not to be, it is. It's a hobby. I said, so you have to find something else. If I go bowling and I get pissed off because lane 12, it's slicker than lane 13, I need to do something else. I need to not go bowling.
Right.
I need to look at something else. So, I'm glad you said it that way, because that's the way I feel about it.
Well, most of the racers are really appreciative, actually, and glad that we're doing it. And I'm glad we're doing it. Actually, it started really before that. I think you were on top of my trailer, David, in April of 24. And you said, and this is when the previous folks had it, and you're like, what's going on with this place? The stands are empty. The food sucks. And I was like, it's just hard business right now.
Felt like a funeral home.
Yeah, and that's when we saw something happening, and that's when we kind of made the decision on top of the trailer, like, if that opportunity comes up, should we try to save this? Because I don't think there's anybody else around here that's going to do it, and for me, David was the guy. Even if those conversations didn't happen with Priest and AJ Bolin as a realtor, I would have been trying to make that happen, because we can't let Bloomington Speedway die.
Yeah,
So
I almost feel like we lost part of it, though. The tree fell down.
dude, it was so bad. So the tree fell.
Pac-Man's
Right?
still
Yeah.
in
Landed on
rehab.
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It hurt a lot of us. That tree is in pictures that are over 100 years old. You know what I mean? You could see it in the corner.
Yeah.
And the worst part is it landed on Pac-Man.
Yeah.
And broke Pac-Man's back. So it's like, God was testing us last year. And
Okay, we're gonna see how bad you guys want to do this.
yeah. So hopefully this next year, we can really, do something great, and not have all the setbacks with weather and all that.
I know one thing, the food was good this year.
Yeah, the food was good. Now there is one thing though. Hold on, my wife will yell at me if I don't say this. There is one thing you guys took off the menu that she absolutely was heartbroken. The mini tacos.
Okay. Yeah,
She was like, so we're going to the racetrack, right? She goes, where are we going tonight? Because we go almost every night of the week somewhere. So we're going to Bloomington. I said, we're not going to have time to stop because Bloomington's a tough drive for me on a Friday. Leaving the city of Louisville and getting to Bloomington, which one thing I do like you guys starting a little bit later. I appreciate that. I know some people may gripe about that, but being a guy that's got a 2 hour, 30-minute drive, I appreciate that. But I said, we're not going to have time to stop and get anything to eat. She said, that's great. They got mini tacos. So she don't even go to the concession. She goes and sits down. I get up there, I'm thinking, damn, there's no mini tacos, so what am I going to get her? And the line is, because you guys did have a crowd this year, the line's over the hill.
Yeah.
So
we're working on that, actually. So let's go back to the food part. So they're, again, great people, you know, and we first started this, we talked about actually subcontracting out concessions, and then it's like, well, that's where you make, if you're going to make any money at all, it's probably going to be in food.
Yeah.
Or make the money back that you're going to lose by paying out purses, right? So
yeah, we need to sell cheeseburgers to pay for the Hornets.
yeah.
Yeah.
So my brother Scott's a school teacher, and we, you know, the Hoosier Speed headquarters here is kind of a think tank many nights. You know, we sit here and play cards, and a lot of beer gets drank, and maybe a little bit of whiskey, and we talk about all the great ideas of how to make things better. And I don't know if it was Scotty or Davey, one of the guys said, we need like school food at the racetrack, like, you know, like that was so good, like back in the day. And I was like, they gave me an idea, so I sent out a blanket email to all the staff at Mirco County School Corporation. I had 4 lunch ladies call me back, right? So the lady that actually runs the concession, she's a school lunch lady. So, and she was able to go through all those food. By the way, the tacos are a loser. They lose us a lot of money on the taco side. Yeah.
Well, okay, but I'll explain that to my wife later. You just said school lunch. I want to know when the hell the square pizza's coming.
That's what I want.
I'm pushing for it.
Yeah, when's the square pizza coming?
I'm definitely pushing for it. But yeah, Sheena Tate's the lady in charge. I mean, she does a
He's
great
too
job.
young to remember that.
Yeah.
Chicken
I
nugget
had
day.
some square pizza.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a great job though, and we had a lot of compliments on the food. The line's a problem. We're working on that.
Well, that's just
Now,
part of
the
it.
good thing about Bloomington, you can stand in line and watch races.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Yeah. Don't worry about the line. That's just part of it.
Some of that issue though too is our restraints with not being able to own the property, because we can't make that concession stand any bigger, because it's going to take a lot of money to work with the county to redesign something. So we might actually bring another line into the other side and have 2 lines that exit in the middle.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we had like the kids wearing the food concession trays.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
And that helps a lot of people that are elderly that can't, you know, make it up there and stand in line for 20 minutes.
Well, this is not selfishly on me, but everybody that I ever bring to Bloomington Speedway, because I'm lactose, I can't have it. But just don't, whatever it takes, raise the price, whatever. You got to have ice cream. You got to keep the ice cream. You can't get rid of the ice cream, because everybody that comes to Bloomington with me that's never been there, you know, they're like, they got soft serve ice cream. I'm like, yeah. Man, it's so good. I'm like, yeah, well, I can't have it, but you know, I'm glad you guys enjoy it.
The cool thing about it is you get free sprinkles on it.
Yeah.
We actually had a.
Just during hot laps anyway.
So we had the old ice cream machine tuned up, and it did pretty well all year. And then also we brought in another option ice cream with the chocolate mousse, and they actually sponsored the Chocolate Mousse Kids Club. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but every night the trophies were handed out by kids. Those are from a drawing that Chocolate Mousse supports, and then they get free ice cream, and then there's that ice cream option also.
Another positive about what you guys are doing, I love the victory pictures in front of the bleachers where the kids can still feel the heat off the race car, smell the tires, smell the car. Like that's something that takes me back to my childhood, you know, so that's something that little things like that you don't think go a long way. You're just like, well, let's just do something different. Well, there's kids sitting in the bleachers that's never even, they go to the racetrack, and Pat Sullivan's got to tell them 500 times to get away from the catch fence.
Right.
But when the car comes up, their eyes are big, and you know, because a sprint car, especially if you watch it on TV, you look at a sprint car, you're like, I've even had people tell me, those little cars. I'm like, they're not little cars.
They're not small.
I mean, they are beasts. And then when the sprint car rolls by the front stretch and the right rear tire is bigger than the average size Dwarf, you're like, whoa, hold on a second, this thing here.
So it's pretty risky having it up there, and we know that risk, and we've done a lot of things to try to make it safer with security walking the cars up there and whatnot. And I think, and that idea also came from the Hoosier Speed think tank down here. We were a couple card games in deep, and I think it was Ralph Groomer that said, you guys ought to move Victory Lane into the stands like they do at Charlotte, because I was talking about how the problem is we got to get kids excited with racing. And the problem with Bloomington is the pits are all the way on the other side of the racetrack. You only see the cars under green flag, and they're kind of far away. Back in the day, the pits used to be on the south side in the parking lot, so people had to walk past the pits
To
It's
go
like,
in,
Yeah.
You know, you hear all the old timers say that, you know, what's killing racing is the enclosed trailer, because you see a race car on a trailer,
yeah.
and everybody would talk about, man, look at that cool race car. Let's go talk to him. And I remember my dad taking me to the gas. You know, we'd go to the gas station and be a stock car. Dad'd be like, "Where are you running?" "Oh, we're going to Brownstown." You know, and sometimes we'd go to the races. You know, just to go watch that race car. And that's the opportunity.
People see them going down the highway. You know, see a car jogs in their mind. Hey, let's go to races tonight. You know?
Yeah.
I kind of agree with that.
Well,
killing.
the first time I ever went to Terre Haute, I made a wrong turn. This is back. You're not going to believe this. We used to have to go to the race. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you something. I keep it just. We used to have to go to a racetrack with this. This was our GPS. This was our Google. This is our Google, man. So look, you open it up, and then they actually give you a mailing address. But you don't have no MapQuest, no GPS. You had to actually look on a damn map and drive there. So this is no joke. So I am heading to Danville, Illinois for a Summer Nationals race. I pull up to across there, and I got the map out. I'm like, well, I need to go right. This trailer passes me going left. I'm like, I need to go right. Here comes another trailer. This one's an open trailer.
I better go left.
Yeah, I said, well, damn, I need to go left. I pulled right into Terre Haute. I said, oh, looks like we're at Terre Haute tonight, boys.
That's not a bad mistake to make, though, right?
Well, it was, because I was racing modified then, and modifieds weren't running Terre Haute. So I didn't race. We just watched that night. We just pulled up and went down there and watched. So that was well, that's the first time I ever went to Terre Haute, is because I didn't read the map wrong. I just followed like Sam, like when he gets behind somebody, won't go around him. I did that. I just followed him around the bottom, man.
Back when the MMSA first started, they went to like 3 or 4 states, right? And we'd get the schedule, and this is before we had anything to do with, you know, help run it or whatever. And we'd look at some of these racetracks, and I'd have to go print out like 5 or 6 pages of MapQuest.
Oh yeah.
Directions to go find these places. We'd be in the middle of Ohio, and I remember Lynn Ambrose had one of those, was it Tommies or whatever?
Yeah, Tom-Toms.
Tom-Toms?
Yeah.
And the Tom-Tom's like, turn left, go down here. It was a goddamn gravel ravine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That we couldn't get out of. Had to call a tow truck, come back the trailer out, you know.
Oh yeah, there's this track. It's closed down now. It was Riverview Raceway in Alabama, and you know why they call it Riverview? Because you cross the river bank getting in there. Like, no joke. Water running across, gravel down in it, and you know I'm heading down the hill, and he's got a guy there. He stops you. He goes, "You better get some speed up with this one." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You better don't. Once you hit third, just stand on it. Like, you actually crossed the riverbank going into the racetrack. Once you got in there, it was beautiful." I said, "When the hell did you guys got a damn bridge?" And he goes, "Yeah, that wasn't in the budget." I was like, "How long has this place been here? Can we work on the damn budget here?" Yeah. See, Sam, you don't understand how good you got it, man. You just bring up your iPhone and be like, "Take me to," and the track just shows up.
Yeah.
See,
Where's Bloomington Speedway? He's probably been to Bloomington 300 times and probably still has his, you know, Siri giving him the directions.
I know how to get there.
You leave the shop here. "Take me to Bloomington," and it says, "Dumbass." So, hey Sam, you said you ran the kid midgets. I know you run dirt now, but do you prefer dirt over pavement? Did you like running both? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, my roots are in asphalt. I grew up racing go-karts with WKA and USPKS and all those, and you know, that was always fun. But I mean, dirt's it's a different kind of exciting, right? There's not one line that run. You know, everyone runs the same marks. You can move around, find a preference. You can drive your own style.
So, okay, all right, Andy, I know why you told him to run the bottom now. You didn't tell me he came from asphalt. He just lost his coolness factor.
Hey. You can run the top on asphalt.
No. Kurt made a living at it, running the top on asphalt. Me, on the other hand, I did not. I tore shit up trying to run the top on asphalt, okay? Like, I hit the wall at Salem so hard on the outside, they cut my car out of the inside wall. All right, so I said, "Man, we're not going to get out of here." The guy said, "Don't worry, we got a torch." I said, "Sweet." So that's how you can. All right, we're not talking to you no more, Sam. Pavement guy, man. I thought you was going to be okay. Then I see why you're taking 4 cars, because you're discounting one of them right off the bat. The pavement guy here.
But he said he had a spare just in case.
Yeah. Yeah, how come you get 2 cars? Well, the pavement guy. I know why you get 2 cars. Never mind. Never mind. You're good, man. You'll be just fine. So, how long is the the plan for Bloomington Speedway? Do you guys have a 5-year contract, 10-year? How long's the lease? What do you guys plan on doing? Or is it just, hell, we're just going to play it day by day?
Yeah, so we started off with a 5-year lease with the Priest family, and we have recently had some conversations with them about a longer-term plan. So hope maybe next year we'll have something to announce that would, I think, excite people in the racing community. But I don't want to promise anything. But just want you to know that we're not going to give up on it.
Well, and like David, he politically just said, listen, we're going to do it as long as we can, but if we can't, take that up with Andy. He's the one real good with social media stuff, okay? But so what's this schedule? I don't want to, you don't got to make no major releases, but what's the schedule looking like? Roughly how many race dates are we shooting for? Anything new? Anything we said, yeah, that didn't work, so we're not going to do? I mean, what's this year looking like?
Yeah, so right now we're looking at a 16 race schedule. And basically that's going to go from maybe the last week of April to September 4th, probably the last day. We're going to try to concentrate on racing mainly before August, and then after August we noticed that the crowd size really went down, and that's because the kids go back to school and everybody else is doing other things, right, with their time. So knowing that, we kind of learned a lot, and we scheduled a lot of races in the early part. Now you can't go too early in Indiana, or they all end up raining out, right?
Well, or Dad can come push the snow.
Yeah,
one or the other.
Right. So, and that's the other issue too, is like if we go too early, then half of those, statistically, 60% of the races in April will rain out. So we're going to start with our car show, the Spring Fling. That was Henry's name for that thing. That's how that started. And we're going to do that every year, I think, to kind of warm people up. Do a car show, open practice, and then the next week go racing.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's 16 races. That's better than what we've had the last few years. So we're good with that. Yeah.
Probably no big wing shows this year. No All Stars. Probably no IRA. Those didn't work out very well for us. Not that those groups aren't great. It's just they weren't great at Bloomington on a Friday.
Yeah.
I think is part of the issue.
It's not like, I mean, honestly, if you're coming from Indianapolis, Bloomington's kind of easy to get to. But if you're anywhere else, it's not real ideal to get to, really.
Right.
Now that 69 runs through, but you guys don't really, your style of racing, you're not pulling from Southern Illinois, St. Louis area anyways. So, it's kind of logistical, kind of tough,
Right. And, I think wing racing might work at Bloomington, but it needs to be the World of Outlaws or high limit sprints, I think, there. And we actually talked to the World of Outlaws this year, and I don't feel like we're ready for that, so we didn't push it too hard. And we kind of got to him late, but he told us to call back and for 27. We're like a good woman, we're just we're always working on ourselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So let me work on me for a minute, and then we'll call you back.
It's not you, it's me. I promise.
It's a lack of seating and concession lines we want to get worked out, and then maybe we'll take on the World of Outlaws.
Well, there's no lack of seating. No. There's plenty of hillside.
Yeah.
There's a lack of maybe selling them a board to sit on, but there's no lack of seating. I mean, the USAC show this year proved you can rack that place. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Burton was good too. I mean, we had people parking across the street for the first time in 15, 20 years.
Yeah, I was one of those guys that got here late for the Burton also. So funny story about that. I got a buddy of mine that actually his dad's a sponsor of the show, Walt Speed Decals. I'll throw it out there. He takes care of us. He grew up in late model country, late model world. He's transitioned over to sprint cars. Absolutely loves them. And he calls me and says, I'm going to need you to save me a seat at Bloomington. I said, man, I'm here at the shop. I'm going to get out late. So I'm going to need you to save me a seat. He goes, okay. So I call him when I'm leaving Louisville. This is like 5:30. And, I'm going to be running 100 the whole way here to get here. So I call him. I said, you got us a seat? Yep, got us a seat. I said, all right, great. I get there. I'm looking for him. I call him. I'm like, Chase, where the hell are you at? I got us a seat right here. He's waving. He's on the bottom row coming off turn 4, like rocks, mud claws there. They coming right
front wheels.
Yeah, right front wheels, wheeling up, coming at me. I said, Chase, I'm never gonna have you save me a damn seat again in my life.
That's like sitting in the front row at SeaWorld. You're gonna get a splash sitting up there.
I said, Chase, I've gotten here midway through the heat races and got a better seat than this. Well, this is the only place I could get my chair. I'm like, okay.
Oh man, we had people sneaking in like in the middle of the night, setting up chairs, and it's that makes it tough because a couple of years, and we've seen other tracks tracks do it too. It's hard to let people save spots. That creates a lot of problems.
Yeah,
they tape down blankets and whatever, and then it's a mess. So.
Well, here's the problem. I mean, it's great if you live 15 minutes away. Hey, I don't want to be there all night, so I'm gonna go over the night before. But you got guys, like ourselves, we travel all over the country. You want to give everybody the same fair shot to get in, and if you can get here early, get here early. If you can't, well, that's just part of it.
Right.
It's okay to sit on the hillside. Yeah. It's okay to do something different at the same place you do all the time. I mean. I'm not saying I'm going to sit on the bottom row coming off turn 4 no more, but it was fun though that night. It really was, because I've been to Bloomington probably 150, 200 times, and that's the first time I've ever seen the right front wheel come at my face.
Right.
Well, except for the one night I was in staging. Yeah. The right front wheel. Sam may have been driving that night. The right front wheel was coming over towards us. But no, we appreciate what you're doing there. So what's the plans with the Chili Bowl? I know you've got, like I said, you've got plenty of cars. Taking 2 for Sam, we know that, because apparently he may try to race somewhere besides the bottom. So what's the plan for the Chili Bowl? What exactly are you guys trying to get out of it? Or is it something that you guys are, we do so much work throughout the year, this is just kind of our debrief, our racing vacation? This
is what I do for fun, like building race cars. That's what I've always wanted to do for fun. And driving them have been great, but I really like to build them more than anything. And like this midget behind us, I mean, that was it 2 weeks ago in this picture. It was.
Well, we've done some work then.
This thing was in the barn. That was an old spike chassis that we fixed, had clipped, and it's been sitting up there for 3 or 4 years. The engine in our car, it's a K24 that I've literally been building for 3 or 4 years. So with the help of Dan Watson up in Greenwood, 1 year I bought the block, next year I bought the head. And I thought about going this year, but I don't know if you guys saw, but the last race at Bloomington, I decided to get in a race car.
No, I seen that.
Yeah, it didn't work out great.
Well,
I pulled a Sam.
Yeah, well, well, here's the really funny thing. Now he was just talking about saving seats.
Yeah.
He hits me with the, hey man, if you need anything, I appreciate you taking, because we did some promotional stuff off air. So I hit him with, hey, if you need anything, just let me know. I said, I could use a favor. I got to work till 6 o'clock tonight. Could you put a blanket down for me? He goes, absolutely not. I said, well, I appreciate that. I said, well, thank you so much for needing anything. Damn.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. We're all good. We made it work.
We got to get you guys up there in the suite up there at the top, the comprehensive financial suite, which is next to the scoring tower, and that's the best seat in the house. Right?
Well, that gives me a chance to mention our corporate nights. We have Monroe Hospital night. We have Sumter night coming. We have Owen County State Bank night. And then we have different levels of participation, as little as $2,500 for some races. They'll have the pavilion up top, a grill available, drinks is a lot of fun, and tickets for a lot of their staff. I think 250 last year.
Yeah.
And Monroe Hospital said it was the best event they'd ever done for their employees and their families. So if you're interested in that, get a hold of the chief over here, and we'll make it happen.
See, I see why you keep David around.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
I'm like, hold on, I don't know what the pay rate is here.
We're not hiring.
Yeah, like you said, you've been doing this for 25 years. I'm 65 weeks into this. I'm gonna need some tips, because here we are again. Well, I mean, I did get a sponsor in though.
Yeah.
I did get one sponsor in on this, so that was pretty damn good.
I don't know where Scotty went, but he used to win a race. He'd have to turn around and read the sponsors off the car.
He's stretching. He's down in his back apparently.
He'd turn around and he'd be like, I want to thank Engler and Hoosier Speed.
Oh, yeah.
He would just read them right off the side.
Well, hold on a second. Now, this just dawned on me. Don't you have 2 titles and he has 2 mini sprint titles?
Yeah, so I had 2 with the MMSA, and then Scotty had 2. I never won a championship in the 305s. We came really close when I drove for Tate. And then in the 410s, I just didn't drive very much. I kind of moved to that kind of late. So.
Well, you guys need to get another mini sprint and race it out this year then.
Well, he's got one over there. He's not done much with it, and we keep Sam away from it.
Well, yeah, that's a hell of an idea.
So.
That is a hell of an idea, because look, Sam, those wing mini sprints, as they go in the corner, they carry a little bit of speed. You have to take 3 damn cars to the racetrack. 2 wouldn't be enough for you, because you got hot laps. You got the heat race, and then you got the feature. You can be on the track 3 times, you're going to need 3 cars.
Poor Sam.
Hard on a guy.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not going to be too hard on him, though. He looks like he can handle himself.
So he flipped a car at Kokomo a few weeks ago, and I'm like, you sure you don't want to be a pilot? I was like, your takeoffs are pretty good, but your landings
are terrible.
Yeah, your landings are terrible.
Was rough. Landing was pretty rough.
So Say what is your you don't have to say Bloomington Speedway. They're sitting right here. You don't have to say. You out of here?
I've got to go. I have other obligations.
Okay, well, if you ever need us to come on and screw up your radio show, man, just get with us. Right. We can help do that.
Deal.
Yeah. There goes David. He's out. Yeah. Hey, Sam, hold on a second. We'll let David get out here. He's the one doing all the promotional work. Oh, hold on. We got drinks coming in and everything. Party's fixing to get started now. All right, Sam, David's gone. You don't have to say this if you don't want to. What is your favorite racetrack you prefer to run in the state? You don't have to say Bloomington if you want to. I get it, but
I don't really have a favorite, to be honest with you. It's like, Kokomo's close to my heart because that's where my grandparents are from, Kokomo. So when I was little, I'd sit on the front porch and you can hear the cars from their house. So racing there, it's pretty cool to race there now. And racing at Bloomington is also very, very special to me. Andy, the Bradley family, the Hoosier Speed family, they've done a lot for me. And so going there, helping them and racing there, it's very close to my heart. So we'll definitely be coming back there.
Okay, well, you don't have a choice. It's like,
Bloomington's one of them cool places too, with all the history from there. The guys that did race there.
yeah, that's Bloomington Speedway is just one of those places. There's
not many like that.
No, there's not. I mean, is it the best facility? No. Is the track always right? No. Is it easy to get to? No. But is it great? Yes.
Is it haunted? I think so.
Well, it quite possibly could be. Pac-Man says it is.
Yeah, Pac-Man,
he said, I'm sitting over here doing nothing, and I get smashed. You know what? Well, it's not funny, but Pat Sullivan told us when we did his interview, he was like, that tree is going to be there. It was there before us, and it's going to be there after us. And then the week that the tree fell, I told Pat at the track next week, I said, Pat, I think our numbers are doomed, man. He said, what? I said, well, you told me this tree was going to be here after us. It's not quite gone yet. They don't have it all cleaned up. So I think we got about two-week life expectancy left. So that's one of those things that I just absolutely love Bloomington Speedway, and I'm glad you guys have stepped forward, because I know you catch a lot of shit. I've seen drivers come at you, and I'm the former racer, and I've come at some promoters, not on social media because we didn't have it then, so it's just like MapQuest and stuff. We didn't have social media then. So I had to go to his face and tell him I thought he was an asshole. And usually after we talked, I was more of the asshole than him. I was just upset. Right. So hopefully things get a little smoother on social media, because I know how you are, and I know how much time, energy, and effort you put into this whole deal. I mean, guys, you're here building race cars. You guys are racing race cars. You're countless of hours at the racetrack. So we really appreciate that. So I know we got Jordan Kinzer in the car. We got Sam in a couple cars. Is Jake Scott?
So Jake Scott's probably on the bubble. I mean, I'm still, I don't know if you knew or not, but I had a pretty bad car accident almost a year and a half ago in a regular vehicle. And then wasn't really I probably shouldn't have gotten the sprint car there at the Huntley, but man, I've always made that race, and Travis Lentz still let me have that 305 over here. So I was like, man, let's go run the Huntley, because him and Kevin were best friends. And it's like, either Bradley Sterrett needs to win that thing, or I need to win that thing for Travis and the Huntley family. Probably had no business getting in it, but then that set me back a little farther, so I wasn't going to be able to drive it. And I told Dan Watson, we've had that motor up there for 3 or 4 years building on it, and I was like, I still want to run it. Let's get a young kid to run it, and Sam was literally the first person that I thought of. So, and he's just been with us for a long time, and I see a lot of gonna get me all teary-eyed, Sam.
Yes, I say, hold on a second.
It's like, so
we didn't even get no alcohol yet.
Right. There's he's just a good kid, man, and you see these opportunities, and a lot of guys don't get these opportunities, and I just wanted to make sure he got an opportunity to do something. So he's definitely under the microscope right now. So
well, see, Sam, here's the thing. I see why he's taking 2 cars now. He don't doubt your ability. He just kind of likes you, I think.
Nothing like putting pressure on you either. No pressure.
Yeah, there's no pressure at all. We're going to need you to win, prelim night.
Yeah, that's all.
When is they haven't done you haven't got the prelim night yet, have you?
Not yet.
Okay.
So I think we're pushing for Sam on Monday.
Oh, well, great, Sam. You got to win, because this episode will be out Monday, the week of the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
So that's no pressure at all, man. Yeah. You want the good news or the bad news about last week's week of the Chili Bowl? The good news is we had Clinton Bowles on, and he ran well. Bad news is he got disqualified on the same day. So no pressure at all, okay?
What was that?
No
Was that
pr-
tires on
Yeah,
that?
tires.
Yeah,
so-
some reason.
Something about Simple Green.
Simple Green.
Yeah.
Clean the tires while grinding them while there's wet something.
Yeah.
Clinton, he was, trying to use old tires, man. So.
Yeah.
I just know how hard it is to get those opportunities when you're young, and I think that he's the guy for us, and he may not be the best driver because he started on asphalt, but
Yeah, I agree with
he's
that.
a really good kid. He's got a really good work ethic, and we don't really rent cars here. They've been here building this race car with me. So,
Yeah.
and Scotty and I bought the other one behind us there because after we decided we were going, I was like, well, we might need some. I had no idea how these things work with the K24, so it'd be nice to see a race car with a K24 in it.
Yeah.
And that car had been for sale. We've been kind of watching it, and the price kept dipping. And it came from Pennsylvania, so they can't race them up there anymore. There's really no place to race. So I think they were getting desperate on getting rid of it, and we picked it up fairly
So
recently.
you lowballed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we got
See,
it.
well, that's your backup car. He's there. He's letting a little more out.
Yeah. So, but Jake Scott's probably going to be in that car because there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to have the 39X ready to roll. So we went to the dyno a couple days ago and we didn't get the numbers that we wanted. I didn't know anything about these motors and we ordered way too big of a cam. Thing wouldn't hardly run at idle, but they got to 6,000 and tried to go to 12,000 on us pretty easily. And we're like, well, we don't need the power band there. We need it.
Well,
from
but here's the thing, though. If he's going to have him run the bottom and you can keep it at 6,000, he's going to be fine. He won't spin the tires.
I wouldn't sit in the front row. You ended up with a rod cap in your lap. Yeah.
Oh, I've got good Chili Bowl tickets. I'm good with that. Definitely no front row for me at the Chili Bowl. That's we've had some pretty good tickets for a while. But this is my first year going to the shootout. So my wife and I have talked. I love the Chili Bowl, but it's so crowded that if the shootout goes well, we may next year not go the Chili Bowl and go the Chili Bowl finances will go to the whole USAC West Coast swing.
Right.
And go check out Ventura or something like that. So
Well, I'll tell you, the shootout's hard. We did that for years. We won 3 golden drillers in the 1,000cc class with Chase Briscoe driving twice there. And actually, Chase won twice in the same night because he used to have wing and non-wing.
Yeah.
So we literally pulled our car in, took the wing off, went back out. And then we went back with Anton Hernandez. He won one for us. And then I think Speedway Motors was kind of putting the money up for that, and the Hinchcraft wasn't really winning the races, so
yeah.
it was kind of like the last time. But
yeah, we're gonna get rid of these guys.
Yeah,
These damn Hoosiers to come up here and messing us all up.
Yeah.
But it was good times. But I tell you what, that shootout's exhausting, man. You just look up at that board and it keeps counting down the races, and it's like my wife's like, "Hey, I'll go with you, but I'm renting a car,
Yeah.
so I can get the hell out of this building and go do something else for a while."
Well, it's like going to Boone, Iowa, though, to the
Super
to the
Nationals.
Super Nationals.
Right.
54, 55 heat races
A day.
before they do all the B mains and the A mains.
Yeah, Boone, Iowa is like, if you're going to have a stock car version of the shootout, that's the IMCA Super Nationals.
Yeah.
They park cars at Walmart across the street, and they cross the highway. Like, the cops stop, and they bring 4 heat races across the highway because there's so many race cars there. It is crazy. It's something that it's almost hard to fathom.
With our midget program, there's a definite money difference between this side of the shop and that side of the shop too. So Chase is back in this one, him and Kevin, and then mine is just basically stuff that we've gotten buyouts over the years.
Yeah.
And we're trying to make it work and put it together. But I have a really good sponsor with the sprint cars with American New Long. I don't know if you guys seen that on there on the other sprint cars. And they told us they want to go to the Chili Bowl. So it's like, hey man, I've got a driver, and so we're able to secure that sponsorship, and they made us kind of between them and a couple of little sponsors made it happen.
Well, that's good. Like I said, we appreciate you coming on, and we could sit here and bullshit all day. We really can, but we love what you do for the racing community, and not everybody has to agree with you, and that's okay. That's fortunate about the world we live in.
Right.
We don't have to agree with each other to not like each other. We can still like each other, and it's like, man, that guy's an idiot. Just like you hang out with Sam.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That's just doable,
Another big thing too is we couldn't have done it without Kevin and Chase Briscoe, because they're going anyways. We go to work on that car.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Chase and Kevin's like, basically, if you want to take a car, just put it in with us. He goes, I'll get all you guys' rooms and your tickets, and you help me on my race car, and you guys can race yours and have fun. And that's what going to the Chili Bowl for us is about, is having fun.
Yeah,
So
that's really cool.
And I mean, when you're going anywhere with Risky Brisky, you don't got to worry about no type of knowledge. That's for sure.
I've learned all kinds of stuff, man. he's a setup wizard. I've learned, set up stuff from him. Between him and the old guys we hang out with, like Daryl Tate over the years, you learn a lot. And then, of course, with Kevin, you learn where the best pie is and the best sandwich on the way to Tulsa.
Well, that's why me and Kevin, we get along just good. Nothing like a couple fat, bald guys knowing where the good food is, okay?
We found a steak sandwich in the middle of Missouri. We go there every single year, man.
Yeah.
We stop. So good.
Yeah, that's see, I can go racing with Kevin Briscoe. We don't even got to race. Let's just get there, and then we're good. Like, let's stop and eat 4 or 5 times. I'm good with that.
They're great people, man.
But we appreciate you coming on. Look forward to seeing you guys out there, and I'll come give you. I won't be so tough on you there, Sam. And if you win, we're gonna, we will do. Actually, regardless, win, lose, or draw, we're gonna go and do a little Facebook Live after your first Chili Bowl experience, so everybody we'll take your shirt off though, so you can see those guns. I want everybody to think I'm a sissy, backing down from you and all. But yeah, we'll do something there. We'll go. We'll do a little Facebook Live and let you talk about how great it was to run the bottom, and you got a second car if you need it. Stuff, all right?
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. But Andy, we appreciate you coming on, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because it's not like you don't have shit going on. Yeah. So we appreciate it.
Is there any other people you need to thank?
Oh yeah, man. There's all kinds.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's why I did that, because I knew you was gonna forget.
Yeah, I suck at that too. I suck at thanking our sponsors, and I suck at asking you about your sponsors.
Bobby does all the talking. I just remind him of all the important stuff that we have to cover. But
Yeah. Flash goes, dumbass, you forgot this. I'm like, oh, my bad.
I mean, with the racetrack, there's so many people to thank that help us put that thing on. Without all the sponsors that make that work, and then the help. We got like 7 owners in that, and none of us is making a dime. So you got Henry Bryant that works there on the racetrack, and all those guys, Davey Myers and Herb Deckard, Travis Lentz, everybody that they're. I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody.
We can blame that on David for leaving too early.
Yeah, David left because David would have picked her up.
Yeah, he would have known exactly who to thank.
Yeah, that dude's a brain, man. He's one of the smartest guys I know. And then, with our racing, my family, my parents, my brother. Davey Myers, again, he's been here almost every night helping us with this race car. Ralph Groomer, guys just here all the time. And Danny just drinks beer back here. He's just he makes sure the beer's cold.
Well, that's
he's got a good job.
But you always need that guy. You always need that guy. I mean, and it looks like they even brought some jungle juice for you, Sam.
There we go.
Like actual juice. Like no beer drinking for you. Okay, you get some grape juice and maybe some raw eggs. Start doing some push-ups.
Yeah, my mom's Polish. It's hard telling what that grape juice is for. She may have us all lit here in a while.
Yeah,
but Steve Hinds, he's been big help trying to build this race car, and we're gonna make it. It's gonna be a good-looking race car. It's gonna be good equipment, and we just need to find a good drive. Oh, never mind. He's right there.
Yeah.
Well, no, you got that part covered. Yeah. I mean, we're not worried about Sam. All right. We done found out that he loves pavement racing, so I know all I need to know about Sam.
I would love to see him get a shot on pavement, like a
Silver Crown car,
like a Whelen modified or something.
Okay.
Something.
Anything.
So they're gonna run all the sprints at Indy here, ain't they?
What about the Midwest what's that thing called? The New Midget Series, the Midwest All-Star, the All-Star Midget Series.
Yeah, is that asphalt?
Yeah, they're doing IRP, Speedrome, Plymouth. So they're doing all your road tracks.
Yeah,
so
we ran at Speedrome a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough and tumble, isn't it?
Oh, that place is fun. Dude.
Yeah, that's if I had to pick a favorite paved track out of all the high banks, everywhere I've been to, Speedrome, it's on the list for the opposite of reason why everybody else likes it.
I'd love to get on asphalt once, but I'm too old now. I mean, that's past,
Asphalt's easy.
I'll put it like this. Asphalt is like, since you guys got good partnership with Paragon, we'll say the old Paragon. When old Paragon back in the 90s would rubber up, and if you got a quarter inch off the bottom, you went backwards. That's what asphalt racing is.
Yeah.
So hit your mark, drive straight, and hopefully there's no crumbs up there. Now, say on the other hand, asphalt racing may be run through the crumbs, let everybody go by you, and then get in line. I don't know.
Yeah.
That shit sounds like no fun whatsoever.
That's what I was telling you. Just get the sprint car out and go to Bloomington, man.
We both started off on asphalt. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Scotty won a 1,000cc race at Salem in the mini sprint. They used to run the mini sprints there once a year.
Oh yeah.
We put 4 coils on that thing and let her loose, and he flat put a whooping on him, but.
Was it on the small track or the big track?
It was the little track.
The little track, yeah.
But then he got it up on the big track, after the race was over, and wrapped it around there. And they were on the radio like, slow it down.
Well, that's why he's got back problems.
Yeah, probably.
He took the mini sprint around Salem that's got potholes bigger than this building, so he's sore. I see why you're stretching, my man. You're good, man. Just relax.
He had single moms send him a Facebook request. You know, that race did a lot for him there.
Yeah. He's like, hey, man, and look, I can tell who doesn't do the work around here. I'm looking at everybody. I see somebody in sleep mode. but we appreciate you coming on. Like I said, we'll get together and hang out at the Chili Bowl. And I may not make too much more fun of you because you might decide you might just want to whoop my ass. So we'll just call it quits. But Andy Bradley, Sam Hinds, the whole kit and caboodle. David left. Dad's here. Brother's over there taking a nap, and we're holding down the beer, so we're good. But we appreciate you coming on. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Flash. That was Hoosier Speed headquarters shenanigans going on.
Oh, yeah.
With Andy Bradley, Sam Hinds, David Hayes, Scott Bradley was there.
Yeah.
Dad was there.
Yep.
We had a slew of people hanging out.
The guy that takes care of the beer was there.
Yeah. We had a slew of people hanging out, having a good time, bullshitting about racing. But fascinating interview there. What it takes to run a racetrack, what it takes to run a race team, what it takes to run a race business, and what it takes to deal with all that on social media.
Yeah.
What it takes just for everybody involved. Had a good time there. One thing that I will say that I took away from this interview was Andy and David and everybody, Pat Sullivan, everybody involved with Bloomington Speedway, they wanted to make sure this place stayed alive. Did they have a season to write home to mom about? Not exactly.
Yeah.
Was it always perfect? No, it wasn't. Did they have a rocky issue? Yes, they did. Did track prep come and go? Yes, it did. But at the end of the year, Bloomington Speedway is still open.
Yeah.
Bloomington Speedway is still a beautiful racetrack. It's still one of my favorite places to go to. And guess what? They'll get the rocks fixed, and they'll, they commented on that. I mean, it's a lot that goes into this.
Oh yeah.
So Bloomington Speedway has a special place in my heart, and from us at the Train and Sliders, we just want to say thank you for continuing the tradition.
Yeah, because it could have been an apartment complex like they were talking about.
Yeah, and people, there's always going to be people bitching, and I get it.
Oh yeah.
And am I saying that Andy and the guys that did absolute phenomenal every single week? No, but guess what? They're trying.
Yeah.
They're putting in effort.
Yep.
They're investing a ton of money and resources.
Yeah.
So guess what? If you got a problem with that, that's on you, because I respect that they care that much to make sure the place is still alive, still with us. So, but I had a good time. Hope they have a good time with the Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Sam a hard time, but and thanks for Sam for setting in, because he really didn't want to do it, but Andy said, sit down here, we're going to bring you in, and Sam was like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Sam. If you sit down anywhere, you don't even got to be sitting down next to us, as you'll tell in a couple interviews you got coming up.
Yeah.
If you somehow get involved in the show, you're involved. I appreciate Sam for taking all that shit. And David does an excellent job, marketing, and great on the mic.
Oh yeah.
Does a hell of a job, really. I told him I want to take some lessons from you.
Yeah.
Because we're not real good at certain things, and the certain things we're not real good at, you're excellent at. So, but yeah, overall, good trip up there.
Yeah.
Had a good time, and wish them guys luck. For the upcoming Chili Bowl. All right, let's get into this week's upcoming events and racetrack spotlight. Our racetrack spotlight is going to be just a tad bit different this week, because it's already kind of been a racetrack spotlight one time earlier in the year, but it's in a crucial state right now. So this week's racetrack spotlight is the Mountain View Raceway in Spring City, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Guys, this is going to be quite honest with you. Mountain View Raceway is for sale, and if they don't have a buyer to make it a racetrack by springtime, it's not going to be a racetrack. It's going to be
something else.
It's going to be bulldozed over. So I know there's people out there that bash tracks all the time. This place is an absolute beautiful facility.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just phenomenal racetrack. It's a racetrack in the South that's like a Midwest bull ring. Super manicured, super. I mean, if you could dream of how am I going to build the baddest bull ring?
Yeah.
This is just about it.
Yeah, this is it.
Right there in Spring City, Tennessee. So if you know anybody that's interested, or let's put it to you this way. If you're one of those guys, Chuck from Salem,
Yeah.
if you're one of those guys say, hey, I want to do it this way, you come up with roughly $1 million.
Yeah.
Bro, you got a shot. Do it how you want.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
It's a nice place.
Yeah, Racetrack Spotlight, the quarter mile and Mountain View Raceway in Spring City, Tennessee. Playground for the kids, air conditioned bathroom,
Yeah.
terraced hillside parking, camping area.
Sprinklers around the racetrack. Who just took the water hose to?
Yes.
And water the track. I mean, it's unreal how nice this place is.
And it's one of those places earlier in the year I talked about they got locked in and had to break out.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the place. So they've got like 5 records there with tools in them all the time.
Yeah.
Because I was able to break out of the facility. But yeah, so that's it. This week's Racetrack Spotlight being brought to you by JT's Trackside Catering. All right, Flash. Upcoming events is a little slim pickings this week.
Yeah.
But we have 2 phenomenal events, though. So the slim pickings, as far as, quantity,
Yeah.
but not quality. We're going to start off with the IMCA Texas Showdown Thursday, Friday, Saturday on IMCA TV. $1,000 to win Thursday, $2,000 to win Friday, $3,000 to win Saturday for the IMCA Modified.
Hang on a minute. Where's that at? Because one of our biggest states that listened to us was Texas.
Texas,
So we
yeah.
can tell those people they need to go.
Yeah.
Not watch on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
We just
sorry,
keep
guys.
forgetting that we have people listening in other areas.
Yeah. It was at I-37.
Yeah.
I-37 Raceway.
Yeah.
In Texas. Okay.
Yeah, I just thought to bring that up though, because
Yeah, that's kind of.
we are nationwide now. So.
Yeah, we're like no. We had Worldwide
We're
West. on.
worldwide.
We are worldwide,
Yeah,
brother. We are 10 countries.
Well, I didn't want to steal his.
Yeah,
His-
but
his
10
name.
countries listen to us.
Yeah.
10.
That's pretty cool.
10 countries.
Yeah.
The dude in Russia.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. All right, cat in Russia that's listening to us, will you please do me a favor and just shoot me a
Yeah.
Facebook message or Spotify, because you can message on Spotify now apparently.
Yeah.
You can shoot me the message and say, tell us exactly what you like and don't like.
Yeah.
Because I just find it fascinating. Some cat from Russia is listening to us.
Yeah.
Because you guys do like snow racing over there, I think.
Yeah.
But yes, I-37 Raceway in Texas there, the Texas Showdown. Mods, stock cars, and factory stocks. And if you can't be there, if you're traveling to the Chili Bowl,
Yeah.
if you cannot be there, it is available on IMCA TV. And then Saturday and Sunday, Wild West is returning home, Flash. The Wild West Shootout returns to Central Arizona Raceway. They're going to start off with a bang.
Yeah.
So Jerry Petty's like, look, I do one thing. I do it big.
That's right.
$25,000 to win right out the gate. $25,000 to win on Saturday for the super late models. On the docket with them are the mods and limited mods. And then $10,000 to win Sunday for the late models. Think they take a day or 2 off and then race again on the
Yeah.
following Wednesday.
Kind of the same we did at Lotto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Wild West Shootout is taking place, and you can find that on Flow. And then on Dirt Vision, we can't leave Dirt Vision out. Our great supporters at Dirt Vision.
Yeah.
That was sarcastic, but yeah. But I'll be honest, though, I love Dirt Vision's coverage, and I love this place. So Winter Series number 3 at Millbridge Speedway.
Yeah.
So some of the micro kids that you just seen, Braxton Flatt, Wyatt Miller, they get a chance to go home and redeem themselves and race again next week.
Yeah.
So that was it. That's basically what we got. Next weekend I'll be. So we don't know exactly how we're gonna do next week's show yet.
Yeah, we ain't sure yet.
We're gonna figure something out. Well, the positive thing is we may do our Chili Bowl preview.
Yeah.
Deal, and we can record it early and just put it out Sunday.
Yeah. We might do something like that.
Yeah, because as you guys hang out with us, we do this show.
Well, you
on
can
fly.
always add on to it,
Yeah.
like here. So we could do our part of our part, and then you could do some of it here if you got time.
Well, that's
Chili Bowl. You got a little bit more downtime than.
Well, that's going to be the second week. I'm talking like next week.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm leaving Saturday to come out here.
Right, yeah.
So we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
That's
You will have a show next week. So.
yeah. If you've learned something about us, you will have a show every single week.
Right.
Every week. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anything else, Flash?
No, I don't think so.
No. We're going to pack up our stuff, and I'm going to give a big shout out to my wife because she's going to drive for the first couple hours while I somehow seem to edit this and get it out to you guys.
Yeah.
Oh!
Our wives are actually gone right now filling the car up so we can leave when we get back.
Well, Flash, I think they're kind of like, hey, we need to get on the road. And
Yeah.
we're kind of like, yeah, but we got to do this.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like, okay, well, we'll help us get on the road.
Yeah.
But by help us, they left every piece of luggage up here.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know how much help it exactly was.
Yeah.
But no, we appreciate them for allowing us to do these crazy trips.
Oh, yeah.
And B, doing it with us. So.
Yeah, come and hang out with us. My wife was kind of worried about this because she hasn't been to one of those shows where they race all day.
She hasn't been to the marathon.
Yeah. We did have to buy her a new chair to sit in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
lectures, but other than that, she had a good time, I think.
But the Meca of Micros was well worth it.
Yeah.
A+ trip. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Now, ask me about it next Saturday when I'm driving right back down here.
Yeah.
Might have a different opinion, but overall, great trip. Thank you for everybody who hangs out with us each and every week. Like I said, help take care of the people who take care of us. So help our sponsors out. If you need anything in their line of work, reach out to them because they're the guys that make stuff like this happen, make stuff like this come together.
Right.
Like, subscribe, tell somebody about us. If you're a new listener this week and you made it all the way to the end, thank you. And if you're the, part of the 10 to 15,000 that listen every week and make it to the end, we greatly appreciate that as well. So
we do.
Until next time, we'll be trading sliders.